Alfie, breakfast is served. Finally, you forget your key.
Tomorrow on the CBS Evening News, inside a community with one of the highest dementia rates in the country and what one doctor is doing to fight it. Tomorrow on the CBS Evening News.
Some days, all you want is an escape into sheets washed with downy, gentle, soft and fresh, with a subtle, delicate scent and softness. Downy breathed life into your laundry.
Downy. ProPlan believes exceptional nutrition fuels more than the days in your life. It fuels the life in your days. ProPlan. Fuel for life.
Febreze. When you host, your bathroom can feel like a revolving door. Keep things fresh with Febreze Bathroom. It's an outlet-free air freshener that fights odors for 45 days. So even after every flush, you know your bathroom smells amazing. La, 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 la.
Swiffer Duster traps 4 times more dust. 4 clean, even Mom approves of.
That reach.
Making hard to reach
so easy.
Now with dust-busting strips, it removes even built-up dust. Swiffer Duster Heavy Duty. Love it or your money back.
It's a huge new week on Colbert with Conan, Julia, and Jimmy.
Someone at this law firm knew they were fueling an epidemic.
You come forward now, you're just a crazy old lady with no evidence.
You didn't see this coming, did you now?
Matlock returns Sunday, October 12th, part of CBS Premiere Week.
NCIS Origins returns Tuesday, October 14th, part of CBS Premiere Week.
We're serving the Ozarks, Thursdays on Color 10.
So we're going to bring some voters into the 5th District who vote the way we want.
Tonight on Ozarks First, the new congressional maps were signed into law. What officials on both sides of the aisle had to say about the controversial districts. And a mass shooting in Michigan today. Why some have taken it as a sign of religious persecution. Ozarks First News at 10:30 starts now.
This is Ozarks First News at 10.
Well, thank you for joining us here on Ozarks First, sticking around after football and all of those shows. We appreciate you here. Chiefs fans have taken their hand off the panic button after Kansas City dominated Baltimore 37-20, making the Chiefs now 2-2 on the season. Not too bad. Finally, Ozarks First, Chris Penson is here with a quick recap of the game. And Chris, the offense looked like its old self.
Yeah, Carissa, and you're not kidding. Patrick Mahomes had a field day against the Ravens secondary and made some history in the process. Get this, the Chiefs 37 points, the most they have scored since the 2023 season. And it's thanks to Mahomes throwing for 4 passing touchdowns to 4 different receivers, with one of those touchdown passes being the 250th of his illustrious career. And get this, at 29 years old, he is in fact the fastest to ever hit that mark. In fact, the offense so in sync, it scored points on 7 of its first 8 drives. Catch the full highlights and hear from Mahomes on the Tire performance tonight later on.
All right, thanks, Chris. We'll see you soon. Turning now to our weather coverage, meteorologist Matt Hefner is here with us tonight. Matt, we're going to have to wait a while if we want to see any rain, even cooler temperatures.
Yeah, and I'm not complaining about the temperatures part. It was nice today. I think that's going to be sticking around for the next week. Rain is going to be really hard to get anything to return outside. Take a peek at our tower camera. You can start to see the moon just before it's setting with a little bit of clouds outside. Mostly clear, but we do have just a little bit out there. And I think what you got for today is really going to be the forecast for tomorrow. Temperatures above average, mostly sunny conditions, light breeze out of the south. No rainfall. That's a common theme really throughout this week. Radar is very quiet. That's how it's going to be staying over the next couple days. Temperatures will get off to a kind of chilly start. Nothing too bad, right around the 60-degree mark. So if you do want to grab a jacket at that morning hour, I won't blame you, but we will warm up very nicely. We'll aim for those mid-80s once again, and that's where we'll be for Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday and into the next weekend as well. So we're going to be staying above average. You expect to get temperatures into those mid-70s this time of year. We're about 10 above that, going to stay constantly warmer. We need to see some more rainfall. I'm going to talk about our next opportunities. It's going to be hard to get any, but we do have some chances. I'll mention that later in the show, Carissa.
All right, we'll see you soon, Matt. Thank you. Today, State Governor Mike Kehoe signed the Missouri First map into law. The map changes the state's congressional districts, giving Republicans a greater advantage in the upcoming midterms. The new map targets the 5th congressional district in Kansas City. It's currently held by Democratic Representative Emanuel Cleaver. It's facing both legal challenges and a referendum effort to put it before voters. In a statement, Governor Kehoe said that he was proud to get the map approved before the 2026 midterms, believing the new maps better represent the interests of Missouri. And Congressman Cleaver, who has represented Kansas City for decades, says he's not backing down.
There were people who voted for it in Missouri who realized that this is not right.
Cleaver says he plans to run again, even if attempts to undo the redrawn lines fail. New York City Mayor Eric Adams announced Sunday that he's ending his campaign for re-election. In a video released on social media, Adams spoke about his achievements as a mayor, including a drop in violent crime.
New Yorkers deserve better every single day. And until the end of my term, I will fight for just that.
Adams said that media speculation about his future and a decision by the city's campaign finance board to withhold public funding from his re-election effort made it impossible to stay in the race. Tomorrow, President Trump hosts last-ditch talks with congressional leaders to avoid a government shutdown. There's also new details about the unusual mass gathering of top military officials in the Capitol this week. Willie James Inman has the latest from Washington.
With a Tuesday deadline fast approaching and with it a partial government shutdown, both sides are digging in. Democrats say funding for health care must be part of the negotiations.
We want to find bipartisan common ground to find a spending agreement that avoids a government shutdown and actually meets the needs of the American people in terms of their health, their safety, and their economic well-being.
But Republicans want to pass a temporary spending bill that would fund the government through November 21st.
The purpose of the meeting is so that the president can assemble the 4 leaders, the 2 top leaders in both chambers, to come in and have this discussion. And I talked with him at length yesterday about this, and he's going to tell Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries to stop playing political games.
The latest funding debate different this time, with President Trump threatening mass firings in addition to furloughs. And this weekend, the president making a new threat to send troops to Portland, Oregon, which he calls war-ravaged. In a social media post over the weekend, Trump said the troops would protect the city and ICE facilities under siege from attack by Antifa and other domestic terrorists. On Sunday, Oregon officials filed suit against the Trump administration, challenging the deployment.
There is no insurrection or threat to public safety that necessitates military intervention in Portland or any other city in our state.
And we're learning that President Trump will attend a meeting on Tuesday with hundreds of America's top military leaders who will travel from around the globe to Quantico, Virginia. Now, a meeting of this scale in such short notice is rare, if not unprecedented. Willie James Inman, CBS News, the White House.
In New York this week, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke at the United Nations, saying Israel's mission inside Gaza isn't done.
The final remnants of Hamas are holed up in Gaza City. They vow to repeat the atrocities of October 7th again and again and again, no matter how diminished their forces. That is why Israel must finish the job.
Himself accused of war crimes, his country of genocide, Netanyahu spoke to a half-empty room as dozens of delegates walked out over Israel's assault on Gaza, which has killed over 65,000 people. That's according to the Hamas-run Ministry of Health. President Trump expressed optimism this week about being close to a potential ceasefire in Gaza. Russia launched hundreds of drones and missiles at Kyiv and other parts of Ukraine today, killing at least 4 people and injuring dozens. It triggered a military response from neighboring Poland, where fighter jets were deployed, with growing concerns around Russia's flights into NATO countries. Russia's foreign minister told the UN on Saturday that his nation doesn't intend to attack Europe, but will mount a decisive response to any aggression. A gunman opened fire on a Michigan church Sunday morning while church services were going on, wounding at least 10 people and killing at least 2. It happened this morning at the Church of Latter-day Saints in Michigan. A gunman rammed his vehicle into the building where church service was going on and opened fire.
This kind of violence doesn't happen in our community, and we are heartbroken that it came to Grambling Township.
The gunman was killed by police. It's believed that he set fire to the church during the attack.
We do believe that we will find some additional victims once we find the area where the fire was. It was a large fire, and we do believe that there was people up there that were near that fire, and they were unable to get out of the church.
Police believe the gunman acted alone and are working now to determine a motive. A number of leaders have condemned the shooting, including President Trump, who said the shooting appears to be, quote, yet another targeted attack on Christians in the United States. 3 people are dead and 5 others are injured in a shooting in Southport, North Carolina today. It happened after a gunman opened fire from a boat on the Cape Fear River at a crowd gathered at a bar and grill. Authorities say the suspect is 40-year-old Nigel Edge, a combat veteran suffering from PTSD.
This is highly premeditated from what we're seeing at this time, and we feel there are no other threats to our community, that we do have someone in custody.
Edge is facing numerous charges, including 3 counts of first-degree murder and 5 counts of attempted first-degree murder. He's set to face a judge on Monday. Taking a live look outside the skies of Springfield tonight. A gorgeous and sunny day. And if you like today, well, you'll love the rest of the week. Meteorologist Matt Hefner has your full 7-day forecast when we come back. Stay with us.
This is Ozarks First News at 10 with Carissa Cordell, meteorologist Matt Hefner, and sports with Chris Pinson.
If someone hit you and you ended up here, we can help.
The Law Office of Dr. Brad Bradshaw.
Unscripted on Ozarks First wants you to be our guest. We have teamed up with some of the best restaurants in the Ozarks to give you a tasty deal. We'll feature great restaurants on Unscripted. Then you can go to ozarksfirst.com. You'll find participating restaurants with exclusive offers. To check out this deal and many other exclusive restaurant offers, head over to the Unscripted tab at ozarksfirst.com and click on Be Our Guest. Be Our Guest from Unscripted on Ozarks First. Sponsored by Performance Food Service, Ozarks.
Ah, your living room's leaking. If only you had called Mike at Absolute Roofing before disaster arrived. His guys catch catastrophes before they strike with their Absolute Roofing Maintenance Program at AbsoluteRoofers.com.
Call Absolute. Absolute. Call Absolute. Absolute. Call Absolute. Absolute.
Get ready to drive into the future at Pinnaker Honda in Springfield. The all-new 2026 Honda HR-V LX front-wheel drive can be yours for as low as $299 a month. Style, efficiency, and versatility all in one. Or step up to the SUV that does it all. The 2026 Honda CR-V LX all-wheel drive for just $399 a month. Space, safety, and performance designed for every mile of your journey. Get ready for the road ahead at Pinnaker Honda and let our family take care of yours in Springfield or online at PinnakerHonda.com.
That's him. That's the big money builder guy.
Yes, ma'am. You two looking to build?
We just got more home for less money with 3 Stone Homes.
And we move in next week.
Next week.
At nearly half the cost per square foot of what you proposed.
I love our walk-in closet.
Our custom-built garage is my favorite.
Check, please.
Come on out to Rogersville and see why we say
3 Stone Homes. More home, less money.
You know, this afternoon I did a walk around the building, and by the time I did 1 lap around Color 10, I just started sweating. You don't expect that to happen this late into September. You expect to get closer to fall. We had the official start of fall about a week ago, but we're still holding on to these summer-like temperatures. And I think that's going to be the forecast for about the next week. We're going to be continuing staying above average. Nothing extreme, nothing miserable, but definitely not feeling like fall outside. And it's also not really looking like fall. I wish this tower camera was more lit up so you can see some of the trees, but most of the trees in the Ozarks still holding on to that green. We're not starting to transition to a fall-like color yet. And this is typically the time of the year that we start to see that happening in action. I got it paused on September 27th, so that was yesterday, and you start to see at least some signs of transitioning to fall-like colors in the Ozarks over this period. It's really into September, early October. That's when you start the process, and it really peaks out in our area once we get later into October. I think this year it may be delayed a bit, especially if we get more weeks like what we just experienced. Here's the ingredients that really determine the fall color. If you want to see a vibrant fall, if you want to really see it pop, you need these 4 things. We'll go through them one by one. Here's the first check mark. Bright and sunny days. We had that for today. We're going to have that for the majority of this week. The second box, not as much. You want to get these temperatures cool, right around the 40-degree mark at night, so these leaves really start to start that dying, decaying process and get that turn to those browns and yellows and oranges. We're warm here, which is going to delay our fall color. At least we have the calm winds. This is the bigger question mark, is just the right amount of water. Well, we're in the middle of a drought that has been growing, and the rain outlook for the next week is looking extremely quiet. I think once we get to the tail end of this work week, we could have some chances of some isolated showers. I think the majority of people will stay dry for the next 7 days. If you do see any rain later into this week, it will not be a lot, and this is the pattern for that. We're going to have a summer ridge that sets back up. I hate having to say those 2 words when we're talking about the weather into October, but it's kind of that similar pattern that we saw in July, that we saw in August, that we saw when we had that hot stretch over into September. This is going to linger throughout this entire work week. So what you had for today is what you're going to continue to get, and that means rain chances are going to be looking pretty slim and hard to come by for this entire week. We do have those chances of isolated showers once we get to the end of this work week, but substantial rainfall, I don't think that occurs until we get into that second week of October, closer to the halfway point of the month, before we'll start to get some chances of some decent rainfall that will be returning. Quiet on satellite radar right now. It's going to stay quiet on satellite radar for Monday as well. Once we get later into Tuesday, there's going to be a shakeup in the pattern we got to watch out for. Just more clouds are going to start to build back in on Tuesday. So you should notice a little less sunshine on Tuesday. I'm not concerned of rainfall for really any day this week. Let's talk about temperatures. Cold to start things off in that morning hour. 58 degrees going to be the morning low, and then we warm up to pretty much where we were for today. That means 58 degrees for tomorrow, and then Tuesday with a little bit more cloud cover. I think highs only peak out maybe 1 degree colder, but every day on the 7-day forecast looks pretty much the same. 85, 84, 85, 86. Carissa, I promise I wasn't lazy. I promise I didn't just copy and paste throughout the forecast. I think we're getting basically what we got for today for the next week.
I was about to ask. I know that you guys are the most accurate 9 years in a row.
No. I might have got distracted a bit today watching the Chiefs game, but I didn't cheat my way through the forecast. It looks really boring. Just kind of the same rinse and repeat cycle for about the next week.
All right. Well, it's not too bad of a rinse and repeat, so we'll take it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Matt. Well, AT&T is warning of a surge in copper thefts across Missouri. A courthouse in St. Louis has lost communications after someone stole its underground cables. AT&T is offering $20,000 for information leading to the arrest of anyone involved in copper wire thefts to their facilities. The company said that Missouri ranks 3rd in the nation and St. Louis ranks 5th for thefts in their network. An Ozark man is accused of killing a woman using a gardening tool. Derek Alling is facing first-degree murder and armed criminal action charges. The victim's husband told investigators Alling had been making threats, saying he would harm her and acting aggressively within weeks of her death on Thursday. He's being held in the Christian County Jail without bond. A man was hospitalized after being hit by a dirt bike in Cedar County. It happened late last night on private property. The victim was flown to Cox South for serious injuries. And an 18-year-old man has been injured in a single vehicle crash in Dent County early this morning. Highway Patrol reports he was driving near Highway U before failing to slow down at an intersection and then hit a tree. He did have a 16-year-old passenger in the car with him who only had minor injuries. The 18-year-old was flown to Mercy in Springfield. Coming up, today was the last day of an event at Wonders of Wildlife focused on hunting and fishing, as well as honoring Native American heritage. How this new event is faring with local Missourians, those details next.
Coming up Monday on Unscripted, we'll have a few performances from local musician Isaac Kenneth ahead of his Country Music and Friends kickoff.
And then I'll chat with two former Big Brother contestants about their newest adventure as they travel around the world on the newest season of The Amazing Race. See you then.
At Auto by Rent, we know money is tight, so we're cutting all down payments in half, and our approval process couldn't be easier because we don't even check your credit score. Half off of all down payments will save you thousands. We're Auto by Rent, and you're approved.
Glasses getting in the way of your game? Tired of juggling readers to see? Is your distance vision not what it should be? At Maddox New Prater Eye Center, we offer the most advanced vision correction technology available to help you see clearly at any age. To learn more about your options, call or visit our website to request a consultation.
Do you need a new car? Auto by Rent is here to help, so we're cutting down payments in half. We warranty everything we sell, and since we pay your sales tax and licensing fees, you'll save thousands over other dealers. We're Auto by Rent, and you're approved.
Jesse Inman on Ozarks First. First in news. First for you.
I'm attorney Tim Hayes. At Bishop & Hayes, we've spent the last 25 years representing thousands of individuals who have been injured or have lost a family member as a result of an auto accident. Insurance adjusters will typically send large amounts of paperwork and ask you to sign this or sign that. Sometimes signing this paperwork can reduce the value of your claim. Before you sign anything, call or text Bishop & Hayes at 417-222-2222.
John Wayne Heating and Air wants to save you thousands. Take advantage of 60 months no interest or $1,500 off a new system. Call John Wayne Heating and Air and save big before September 30th for 60 months no interest or $1,500 off a new system.
Trade up to a better future. Trade up to a job you enjoy. Trade up to trade school. At Midwest Technical Institute, you get the skills you need to start a career that moves you up in life, towards your goals, your passions, and your ambitions. Choose from one of our skilled trade programs, including welding and pipe fitting, HVAC and refrigeration, or truck driving. Earn the experience, knowledge, and confidence to change your life. Trade school is just the beginning. Start your journey today at midwesttech.edu.
Buffalo Run Casino and Resort is proud to welcome pop punk rockers Bowling for Soup to the Peoria Showplace stage Saturday, November 29th. Get your 18 and up tickets now at BuffaloRun.com. Saturday, November 29th, it's Bowling for Soup at Buffalo Run Casino and Resort, I-44 exit 313, Miami, Oklahoma.
Welcome back. Today, nature fans took part in the last day of the Wonders of Wildlife Hunting and Fishing Day and Native American Heritage Celebration. Ozarks First Parker Padgett joining us live in the studio. And Parker, this is a newer event, but you're told it's gaining more traction each year.
Yeah, organizers tell me the three-day event has more local vendors featured this time around and a larger turnout to match.
We're super excited about this year's turnout.
Today, many on hand outside Wonders of Wildlife to learn more about Hunting and Fishing Day, as well as Native American heritage.
First and foremost, Native Americans are our first conservationists in this land. So we want to honor those folks who have taught us and continue to teach us a lot about being stewards of the land and water, taking care of our land and honoring every piece of it.
The event is in its third year. It's also putting an emphasis on safety.
Having this event where we can practice those skills really safely in a relaxed environment, it's just their first introduction to those outdoor skills, and hopefully they can leave here feeling more confident to get outside.
Members of the American Indian Center of Springfield say the event gives the Ozarks an inside look at their culture.
Whatever we can provide, we're very excited.
for people to understand the education side, that we're still here and we're still a living culture and we still continue to change every day.
Valerie Badhorse says there's plenty for people to look at.
We are showing different tribes and the way that they dance, the different cultures that they have. A lot of the vendors here are sharing their art and things that they have not, that they don't normally see.
She says a hunting and fishing event is the perfect place to collaborate.
Hunting and fishing is so vital to us, even now, because we use everything. We use the hides and everything for our dance outfits. There's lots of people who still tan those, and we use them every day. We don't leave any part left unused.
We're really invested to the education and the impact of not only spreading North American conservation, but teaching about lands all across, and those do include conservation efforts here.
If you're interested in more education or local outreach from the American Indian Center of Springfield, we have more information on how you can find them with this story at ozarksfirst.com. Carissa.
Actually, it's me. Well, next in sports, the Chiefs shoot down the Ravens. Patrick Mahomes leads Kansas City to a statement win against Baltimore. See how Mahomes and the offense lit up the Ravens to score a key victory that can right their ship.
Bear Nation Update, brought to you by Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks.
It's your home. Make it perfect. Find out how at OzarksFirst.com's Ozarks Home Experts. If you have moisture in your basement or crawl space, or if your foundation needs fixing, you need a Smouse under your house. Get your issues fixed with the Smouse Brothers, a Color 10 Fox 49 Ozarks Home Experts partner.
Nice. DraftKings Sportsbook is coming to Missouri. You'll be so dialed into every play that you forget to eat your wings. You made my wings cold, DraftKings. Flailing your arms like you can disrupt the free throw. Miss, fool! And a home run will have you crying like it's the birth of your child. I'm so happy.
DraftKings Sportsbook is coming soon to Missouri. New customers score $300 in bonus bets when you bet $5 once we're live. The crown is yours.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Do you want Getting Basted's championship caliber food served at your next party or event? Give us a call so we can deliver a world-class eating experience, sure to wow your guests. Getting Basted Barbecue, World Championship Catering.
From the black and gold of Mizzou to the red and gold of Kansas City.
Nick's always played for something bigger. That's why we've partnered with him to support and raise awareness for families fighting cancer.
Because what I learned at Mizzou wasn't just football. It's about taking care of one another.
And together, we're putting that into action.
Join us in making a difference in the fight against cancer.
Visit autoinjury.com and learn more and support cancer awareness. Aaron Sachs and Associates, proud to partner with Nick Bolden to support families fighting cancer.
Hungry? Hy-Vee Market Grill is better than ever with classic favorites and mouth-watering new menu items. We've got breakfast sandwiches worth getting out of bed for, made from scratch omelets. And let's do lunch. Try our delicious sandwiches, fresh salads, and the juiciest burgers around. Whether you dine in, get it to go, or have it delivered, the best breakfast and lunch is at Hy-Vee Market Grill.
He's picked up. Here comes another one. Bolton coming after him. And the pass is intercepted.
Yeah, Leo Chenal made the catch of the day with that interception. But the Chiefs offense is the story of the game. Oh, what is up, Chiefs Kingdom? How are we feeling after Kansas City cooked Baltimore by 17 points at home, huh? A statement victory that silenced a lot of doubters coming into this game. And it's all thanks to, oh yeah, the long-awaited resurgence of KC's offense. And don't think there's anybody happier out there, besides the fan and media, than Patrick Mahomes, who's had to hear about the offense's shortcomings, for over a year and a half now. But before the Chiefs started scoring, Ravens strike first. Justice Hill, 11-yard TD reception. Baltimore with the early 7-zip edge. Now, it would take KC a little time to respond, but 4 minutes to go in the second quarter, Mahomes threw his first TD pass to Juju Smith-Schuster. KC actually gets their first lead, 13-10. Just over 2 minutes later, Chiefs back for the second touchdown. Short pass from Mahomes to Isaiah Pacheco. His first touchdown of the season. KC up 20-10 at the half. And then early third quarter, Mahomes completing the hat trick with his throw to Tyquan Thornton. Thornton has caught a TD pass in 3 straight games now. That made it 27-10 Kansas City. Mahomes would end up throwing 4 scores in the 37-20 win.
I think guys they executed well, and the offensive line blocked extremely well. And when that happens, you can get the football out and let guys make plays. And we had a good job as far as scheme. I knew where to throw the ball on time. And other than a few plays, I think at the beginning of the game, I thought we did a great job executing the whole day.
Well, adding to the delight of Chiefs fans, seeing the undefeated Chargers get upset by the winless New York Giants. Jackson Dart made his rookie debut under center for New York and led the G-Men to a 21-18 stunning victory. The loss now puts the Chiefs just a game behind the Chargers in the AFC West. But the Los Angeles, they weren't the only division foe to fall Sunday. How about the Raiders also losing to the Chicago Bears 25-24? The Bears took the lead late on this fourth quarter DeAndre Swift rushing touchdown. And then how about the special teams unit? They're going to block this Las Vegas last-second field goal, and that would preserve Chicago's win. Oh, what's up there, Bear Nation? Well, look, despite ideal weather, spirits seem low around Springfield after last night's loss to Western Kentucky. And the cause? No secret. So let's dive into the Bears Rewind to examine the issue. And the issue at hand, the unknown status of starting quarterback Jacob Clark. He sustained an injury to his left leg on this vicious collision late in the second quarter that knocked him out of the game for the rest of the entirety and put him on crutches with a brace on his left leg. So while the team waits for further testing to determine their severity, it can't be overstated how vital he is to this team's success. After all, he did set the school record for most passing yards and touchdowns in a single season last fall. While true freshman Deuce Bailey did make a valiant effort coming in and trying to fill those shoes of Clark, he's not as seasoned as a seventh-year senior. But either way, Coach Ryan Beard knows his team is ready to keep going and playing.
I really like that those guys are disappointed. They know that we were right there at it, and losing is, they know that losing is not acceptable. We're here to win. We have winners in that locker room. That's why it hurts, and it should hurt, especially when you're in a game like that. You have your opportunities to win, and you don't get it done. So we're ready to get back to work.
Well, adding insult to injury for Missouri State sports fans, Marty Prather, a.k.a. the Sign Man, passed away today after complications of respiratory distress. Prather had been fighting the illness for the last few weeks and sadly succumbed to it on Sunday. Prather earned his famous nickname after creating clever signs that, of course, were shown on national television during the 1985 I-70 World Series between the Cardinals and Royals. For the next 40 years, the Sign Man showed up to countless Missouri State and Springfield Cardinal and St. Louis Cardinal games. So from Hammond Student Center all the way to Busch Stadium, the Sign Man was a living legend. That's why he was the first fan ever inducted into the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame in 2003. Marty Prather, the Sign Man, was 67 years old. Well, as expected, Sam Pittman was fired today by the University of Arkansas after the Razorbacks got blown out at home 56-13 by Notre Dame. Pittman was 32-34 in his tenure as head coach. So, guess what? Bobby Petrino, MSU's former head coach, has now been named interim head man. Well, and mercifully, the season has finally ended for the St. Louis Cardinals, who lost their final game of the year 2-0 to the Chicago Cubs. The Redbirds finished a disappointing 78-83. It's the second time in the last 3 summers the team has finished with a losing record. It's also the 3rd straight season St. Louis will miss the postseason. Now, in case of the Kansas City Royals, well, they ended their season on a semi-high note, I guess. 9-2 with a victory over the Athletics. That would help them finish the year at 82-80. So while the winning record is respectable, missing the playoffs in an expected year to do so, well, it's kind of a big flop. Swing and a miss, I guess they would say in baseball. But, Chris, we're happy because the Chiefs did win. So hopefully they will keep their winning ways up next week.
I hope so. We'll keep the momentum.
Let's go, let's go.
Absolutely. We'll be right back.
Being told you need dental implants can be overwhelming. At 417 Smiles, we want you to feel confident in your decision with a trusted second opinion. Our experienced team will take the time to answer your questions and review your treatment plan to ensure you're making the best choice for your lifestyle. Right now, new patients can take advantage of our new patient special for $100. Don't see us in your network? We still file most insurances. So call today to book your new patient special.
From our family to yours,
We want to make sure 417 Smiles.
So we spend a third of our lives sleeping. Shouldn't we try to get the best sleep possible? That's why Denver Mattress is all about that sleep life. And during the 4-day super sale, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Take up to $150 off our Doctor's Choice hybrid lineup. Check out the Summit Queen, now only $299.99. Plus, get 48 months no interest financing and free shipping. Improve your sleep life one night at a time. Only at Denver Mattress. The easiest way to get the right mattress.
I'm William Beadle from Tolbert Beadle. It only takes 1 second for a person to be involved in an accident. And when the worst occurs, there's only one person that matters, you. At Tolbert Beadle, we want to be the one you call for help. We're the one to get you the compensation you deserve from the insurance companies. Call us today and find out if you have a case. The consultation is always free. Tolbert Beadle, when you need justice.
Ozarks First, voted best breaking news coverage by the Missouri Broadcasters Association.
At Auto by Rent, we know money is tight, so we're cutting all down payments in half. And our approval process couldn't be easier because we don't even check your credit score. Half off of all down payments will save you thousands. We're Auto by Rent, and you're approved.
Smart shoppers know buying in the off-season is how you get the best price. And we know the best way to keep great installers is to never have winter layoffs. The Keep Our Crews Busy sale has to be the biggest sale because we have to keep our crews busy. If you book your siding or window project now, we'll install it this winter and you'll save 30% off your siding and insulation, plus $300 off each window. Once our winter schedule is full, this sale is over. We're booking up fast, so click.
You need a new car? Auto by Rent is here to help. So we're cutting down payments in half. We warranty everything we sell. And since we pay your sales tax and licensing fees, you'll save thousands over other dealers. We're Auto by Rent, and you're approved.
Well, hey, we appreciate you sticking around. Go Chiefs.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely a great win. Hopefully we'll get another one next week against the Jags. But
Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football. Until then, we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us.
This landlord says it was strictly platonic.